Good morning, all, and sorry for all the delay. So I was in the meeting, so that's why it happened. Okay, fine. Recording ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, guys. So in the last class, we started with the. So guys, if any issues, you can stop me by unmuting your mic. Fine. So we are starting with the recording now. ಆಗಿದ್ಯಾ? Okay. So guys, in the last class, we started with the applications of the op-amp and we are done with peak detector circuit. Okay. So in today's class, let's start with the next application, that is Smith trigger. Okay. So there's one more name for the Smith trigger. It is also called as regenerative comparator. Okay. So it is also called as regenerative comparator. Okay. What exactly the Smith trigger? To understand the Smith trigger, so you need to understand something called as comparator. Okay. So what is this comparator? So if we have seen this comparator even in the stable in the multi vibrator, right? Okay. So what exactly this comparator is? So comparator is a circuit. It is an electronic circuit which is built with the help of the op amp. Okay. So this comparator will take two input. So guys, whatever it is required for you, whatever it is necessary for you to understand, I'm just explaining you only those things with respect to this comparator. Okay, so no need to worry too much about this one. So what is this comparator? So it is built with the help of an op amp. It is a circuit that compares signal. Okay, so what is that it will compare? So it will compare the signal. Fine. So what signal it's going to compare? It is going to compare input signal with reference signal. Okay. So what is your input? Applied input will be compared with the reference voltage. Okay. So depending on this one, you will get the output. So is it like this? No, it is not like this. So you are not going to get a clear identification of something like this one. So it depends upon the circuit how you want to design. Okay, so the output of this will be like this. Okay, so what is this? Plus V saturation, minus V saturation. Okay, you may design so that if my input is greater than the reference voltage, so the output will be plus V saturation. Okay, so that is one design. Okay, so if my input is greater than reference voltage, I can design my output will be in the negative V saturation and vice versa. It's something like this. So what you need to understand from this one, so what is that you have to understand the remaining concepts too. You need to know that comparator is a circuit which is going to compare to analog signal. Okay, so and it will tell you which whether your input signal is greater than your reference signal or whether it is less than your reference signal. That's all is what you need to understand. Fine. Okay, so now what is this Smith trigger then? So it is a comparator with positive feedback. Okay, so what is Smith trigger? It is a comparator circuit with positive feedback. What exactly this positive feedback is? So guys, negative feedback in the sense, so negative feedback, it see when you apply negative feedback, what do you mean by feedback? So feedback is you have some circuit, you will apply some input to this one, you will have some output, correct? So what do you mean by when a circuit is having some feedback? When you say like that, what you're going to do, so here you will have the output. This you may send it to the outside world. Okay, so what you're going to do along with fetching the output to the outside world, some portion, not completely, some portion of this output is fed back to the input. Are you getting this one? Some portion of the output will go to the outside world. Okay, so maybe to drive a load or whatever it is. Okay, so some output will go, only some portion you're going to take, not the complete output. Some portion you will take and you will give it back to the input. So this is what a feedback is. If it is a negative feedback, so then for the input, this negative feedback has a negative effect. Okay, so it you this vi is subtracted, or you're going to subtract this one by vi. Okay, so it's like that, negative feedback. Okay, if it is a positive feedback, it adds to the input plus feedback. Okay, so in negative feedback what happens, it reduces. Okay, so since this input reduces, that's why gain reduces. In negative feedback, reduces. So in positive feedback, so since the feedback aids this vi, feedbacks adds to the ei, gain increases. Okay, so here also don't worry too much, this is what the basic thing that you need to know. Okay, so it is a positive feedback. So here in the Smith trigger, we are going to use a positive feedback. That's all you need to know. Okay. So next, why can't you do with a simple comparator? What is the need of this Smith trigger? So guys, comparator is not there in your syllabus. So we are not going in detail into that one. Okay. Where and all you need to understand it, where it is necessary for you to understand about the comparator, we are going to just tell only such points. That's it. Okay, so beyond this, if you are interested in anything, you can ask us, we will let you know it separately. Fine. Okay, so here why can't you use comparator? What is the need of Smith trigger? So in the comparator, what happens? So if the input fluctuates with the because of the presence of noise, your output fluctuates. So guys, just now I told you comparator is a circuit. If it goes above or below the reference voltage, your output changes, right? So your output will move from plus V saturation to minus V saturation. If at all, if noise is there in your signal. Okay, so if you have noise, what is noise? Unwanted transition is nothing but the noise. So this noise will have the effect in your output. Your output fluctuates. Okay, so this basic comparator is having that disadvantage. To improve that one, we are using this Smith trigger. That's all what you need to know. So what is that you need to know here for the need for Smith trigger? So here the output fluctuates because of the presence of noise in the comparator, which is reduced up to reduce so many percentage of that will be reduced in the Smith trigger with the help of this positive feedback. That's why we are using Smith trigger. That's all you need to know. Okay, so you can say the Smith trigger as a voltage level detector. Ma'am, what do you mean by this one? So guys, just now I told this comparator is going to compare two signals. What do you mean by that? So it means that you have a reference voltage, correct? You have your input voltage, correct? Okay, so when your input crosses above or below this reference voltage, so you are notifying it with the help of the output, correct? It means that what you're doing, you're detecting the voltage level, correct? No. Okay, so this voltage, input voltage level crossed this voltage, cross this level. Okay, it is falling below this level, you're detecting it, correct? So that's why the Smith trigger is called as a voltage detector. It is capable of detecting the voltage level. If it crosses if it crosses above some value, it is capable of identifying it and notifying it to you. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, so here in this Smith trigger, in the comparator, I told you you are going to have one reference voltage. Okay, whereas in this one, in the Smith trigger, we will be having two such voltage reference voltages. Okay, so which are those two reference voltages? So upper trip point or upper trigger point. So with this they will ask in your viva question, lab viva question. UTP stands for what? Okay, so remember it is upper trigger point or upper trip point. Okay, so what is LTP? LTP is lower trip point or lower trigger point. Okay, so here we have basically two types of Smith trigger. So what are the things that we have discussed so far? Smith trigger is a circuit which is built with the help of op amp. Okay, so what is that it is going to do? It will detect the voltage level. So what is that, what do you mean by detecting the voltage level? So you will have your one input voltage, you will have one input voltage, and you will have two reference voltages. Okay, so two reference voltages. What are those two? UTP is one reference voltage, LTP is one reference voltage. Okay, so whenever, what is this UTP? Upper trip point. If this is your input, then UTP is what you can take here, upper trip point, which comes first in your signal. What is LTP? LTP could be, LTP is the lower trigger point. Okay, lower trip point. So that could be in the positive side or it could be in the negative side. Okay, so this could be LTP, one possibility, or LTP could be here. Okay, so if LTP value is plus 2, then it comes in the positive side above the reference line. If LTP is equal to minus 2, it will come below the reference line, correct? So it depends on the value. So don't come to the conclusion that it should be only positive, or one should be positive, one should be negative. No. Okay, so don't fall into any such conclusions. It depends, it could be anything. So this is the zero reference line. Okay, ground line, what you call. So this is the ground line, so this is UTP line, this is LTP line. So what our Smith trigger should do, as soon as your input goes above this UTP line, this one, correct? So as soon as the input goes above the UTP line, your output should change. It should change to what? We have not yet discussed. Let's discuss it. So what is that at present you need to understand? So it is going to detect the voltage level. What voltage level that it is going to detect? It is going to detect this UTP. Okay, how it is going to detect? As soon as your input goes above UTP, it will notify you. How? Let's see within 2 minutes. Okay, and whenever your input falls below LTP, where is your LTP? Is it compulsory to have LTP in negative side? No, it is not compulsory, but it is my wish that I'm taking it here. Okay, but someone Venugopal doesn't like me, so he don't want to take LTP here. So guys, don't mind. I just saw your name just now. That's why I'm taking your name. Fine. Okay. So he wants to take LTP here. Yes, it is allowed. Completely fine. Okay. So whenever the input falls below LTP line, the circuit is going to notify you with that by changing the output. How this output will change? Let's see. Okay. So any doubts so far? Are you getting this one? Yeah, thanks, Venugopal. Okay. So any doubts so far? Are you getting this one? Okay, so you people are understanding it. So now you understand. So in the Smith trigger or whatever the PAMP application you take, so there will be two types. The first one will be inverting, and one more possibility is non-inverting. Okay, whatever the op-amp application you take, these two you will be having. Okay, so like for example, so what are the applications that we have taken so far? So peak detector is what we have considered. So in that peak detector, you may have, actually for peak detector it won't come. So we are just calculating the peak value, but still it's okay. So let me give you. So inverting peak detector, non-inverting peak detector. Okay, so if you take comparator, inverting comparator, these are the applications what we can construct it by using op amp. So I'm discussing about op amp applications. Okay, so you if you take comparator, you can have inverting comparator, non-inverting comparator. Okay, so if you take filters, you can have inverting filter, you can have non-inverting filter. Okay, so it's like that. Whatever the application you take, so you can have these two types. what is the meaning of this one? So guys, this op amp everybody knows, right? So it is not a new circuit and you know it very well. This op amp is having two input terminals. So which are those two input terminal? One is inverting terminal, okay, which is pin number 2 or 3, I don't remember. 2, right? Or 3, I may be wrong, I don't remember. Non-inverting is 3, let's assume. So if any one of you remember, you, if I'm wrong, you can correct me. Okay. Okay, so let's assume something like this. Okay, so inverting terminal and non-inverting terminal. Okay, so if I apply the input, so these two both of these two terminals are input terminals, correct? So I may apply input to this terminal input or this terminal. It's my wish, correct? So both are input terminals, correct? If I apply input to this inverting terminal, then what happens? The output will be out of phase. What do you mean by out of phase? So when you have a positive side at the input, you will have the negative side at the output. When you have negative side out input, your output will be in the positive side. Okay, so this is what out of phase. When you apply input to non-inverting terminal, your input will be in phase with output. What is the meaning of this? So when you have input side in your in positive side in your input, your output will be in the positive side. Output is in phase with. Okay, so here when you have negative side in the output, your output will be in the negative side. Ma'am, we didn't get this one. We are having a doubt. It's okay. Don't worry. Once again, when we take up the application circuit, you will understand it. Ma'am, we understood. Very good. Okay. So now let's move with the application. So what is that you need to know? There is, you can, for every op amp application, you can develop it as a inverting application or non-inverting application. Okay. So here what type of feedback we are using? We are using a positive feedback. Okay. So that you can observe here. Okay. So that positive feedback you can see here. Where is your output? This is your output. Some portion of the output is fed back to the input, correct? Okay, so that's why this is the positive. This is the positive feedback. Okay, so now we are discussing inverting Smith trigger. What did I say just now? Inverting circuit is what when you apply input to the inverting terminal. So what is the terminal here? It is an inverting terminal for which you are applying the input, correct? So that's why it is an inverting Smith trigger. Okay. So ma'am, what are these two? These two are used for designing purpose. Okay. So that what we want to achieve, this Smith trigger application, we get it properly. That's why we are using these terms and you will know it very well in the electronic circuits, correct? So now let's come to this waveform or how the working of this one. How exactly this inverting Smith trigger works. Okay, you can see here you have the input waveform. Okay, so what are those two reference voltages what that we have taken? UTP is one reference value, LTP is one reference value, correct? No. Okay, so UTP we have considered as positive and LTP we have considered it as negative. It's okay, it is allowed. Okay, so what is that we discussed just now? Whenever the input crosses this UTP, you will get the notification, correct? How do you get the notification? The output changes. It's not like some message you will get. Okay, so if you want, you need to build a mobile app for it. That you people know it very well, correct? So how exactly you will get notified? The output changes. Got it? Mm. So here you have the input. So this is the UTP line, correct? So at this point, this is a UTP point. UTP is a point you have in the raising edge of your input. LTP is a point where you have to consider when you have falling, when you are seeing the falling edge of your input. Okay, so UTP point always you will consider in the raising edge of the input. Okay, in Smith trigger, I'm talking only about the Smith trigger, and in general, it is one and the same. Okay, so here this is the rising edge, and this is the UTP point. Input is crossing this UTP point. At this point, your output should change. You can see here, initially the circuit output was high because the input crossed, it raised above UTP. The output is coming to the negative V saturation. This is your zero line. This is your minus V saturation. Ma'am, what is this plus V saturation and minus V saturation? It could be plus 10 volts or and minus 10 volts. Okay, so this V saturation value is specified by the manufacturer of this op amp. In the data sheet, you will get this one. Okay, so in the problem, they will give the value. If not, you're free to assume 10 volts or 12 volts or 15 volts. So whatever you are assuming, you have to write. Okay, so let V saturation be equal to plus 15 and plus or minus 15 volts. You are free to assume, but you have to write there your assumption. So am I clear? Okay, so here the input is going above UTP value. The output is coming from plus V saturation to minus V saturation. Input is in the positive, input is at its positive side, but output is in the negative side, out of phase, because we are discussing inverting. Got it? So next, where you have to bother about the LTP point? In the falling edge. Okay. So in the falling edge, yes, it is falling. Input is falling below LTP value. I'm sorry, ma'am. 1 second, I'll just mute. So here, yeah, I was talking about LTP point, right? So LTP point, here the input is falling below this LTP line, right? Okay, so that's why the circuit should notify you, right? So because it is falling below LTP value, so here the circuit is notifying. How it is notifying for you? The output was in the minus V saturation, now it is moving to plus V saturation. Where is your input? Input is at its negative side, whereas your output is at its positive side. Okay, so input is below the zero line, but your output is above the zero line. Why? Because you have designed an inverting Smith trigger. Okay, so you can see here, if you remember this, when then you people can explain it in your words. Okay, so what is that you need to remember? Only this much. What does it tells? When input is greater than UTP, output will be minus V saturation. When input is less than LTP, output is in the positive V saturation. Okay, so what is this UTP and LTP? If at all, if you are having peak voltage 5 volts, okay, peak to peak 10 volts, so you can take it as 2 volts, 3 volts, something like that. Correct? So you people will easily understand if I take those values. But how do you represent it? What is the formula to represent UTP and LTP? Here you have the formula. Okay, so UTP value, okay. So here you have this UTP value. So this UTP value is given by R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay, into V saturation. What is this R2 R1? So this the values of these resistors. Okay, so guys, this is just a simple voltage division rule. Okay, so if you have understood that one, you people will understand this one easily. If not, Okay, so what is LTP value? R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into minus V saturation. For each and every formula, so you remember, so there is something called as derivation, correct? So you can derive it and you can prove it how you got that formula, correct? So here we don't have this derivation. There is just a formula and we are using that one. If you are interested, I can tell you how we can derive that one, but it is not there for our syllabus. Okay, so let's not worry about those things. What you need to know is the formula to calculate UTP, the formula to represent UTP is this one. What is it? The voltage at this point minus V saturation into resistance at the other branch divided by R1 plus R2. That's it. Okay, so LTP formula is minus V saturation. Okay, you can calculate the difference between these two, UTP minus LTP. So what is it? The difference between UTP and LTP is called as hysteresis. Okay, so what is this hysteresis? So it will give you the summarized picture of the, I think I have not given the hysteresis of this one. So you can see here, this, the right side, what is the diagram, what you are seeing, this is the hysteresis. Let me write the hysteresis for this one. No, they have not given, that's why I have not written. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is called the hysteresis. ಅದು ಬೇರೆದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. Okay, so guys, this is called the hysteresis. Okay, so how do you, for this circuit, whatever we discussed, we have discussed for this one, right? Okay, so we have discussed for this circuit. How do you get the hysteresis? So this is how the hysteresis that I'm going to get. So it will be centered to this origin. Okay, so this is how I'm going to get the hysteresis. So what does it tell? So here you have a plus V saturation, here you have Vi, and this is minus V saturation. Okay, so here, so whenever your input goes above Vi, this is your UTP point, correct? So whenever your input goes above Vi, this is V out, what happens to your this one output? That's why you have this arrow mark here, correct? Okay, so you just imagine this is the center line, that's it. Okay, so whenever your input goes above V UTP, the output will fall from plus V saturation to minus V saturation, and your output will be in the minus V saturation till where your input, this is the LTP point. Whenever your input falls below LTP point, whenever your input is less than LTP point, your output, once again, it will change from minus V saturation to plus V saturation, and your output will continue to be in the plus V saturation till your input goes above Vi. Once it goes above Vi, this fall happens and it continues to be here. And once again, input falls below LTP, it changes from minus V saturation to plus V saturation. So guys, it's like this one. So, okay. So this is the hysteresis. So when you take the difference of these two, UTP minus LTP will give you the hysteresis. So here I have the formula for UTP, I have the formula for LTP. So this minus of minus becomes plus, correct? Okay, so what we have done, so we have just added these two. So what you will have, it will be 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into V saturation. Okay, so this R2 divided by R1 plus R2, you can represent it as beta, which is called as feedback factor. Okay, so if you represent this one as beta, you can write hysteresis is equal to 2 beta V saturation. What is beta? Beta is nothing but R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay, so now there, here we didn't apply any external reference voltage, correct? So what was the reference voltage that we had here? You can just from the output, just by using UTP and LTP voltage, zero reference voltage here. So that's why the hysteresis was around, it was origin centered, correct? But you can shift the hysteresis here and there by applying external voltage. Okay, so this is what Smith trigger with reference voltage. Okay, so along with this positive feedback, you can also apply this external voltage. Okay, so what are the changes that it is going to give? So it won't be, the hysteresis won't be origin centered, that's it. That is the only difference here. The origin is shifted, so you can see here the hysteresis curve is shifted towards the right side, correct? Why? Because here the reference voltage what you have applied is positive VR. Ma'am, why positive VR? You can see here, you have here the positive, correct? Let me just show you. Okay, so here only it is there. You can see here positive voltage is what I'm applying, correct? So that's why it has shifted towards the positive. Okay, so if I apply a negative reference voltage here, it means that applying negative, correct? Now applying negative external reference voltage. So then what happens? So then your hysteresis curve will shift towards the left. Got it, guys? Okay, so see what are the changes. See, in the UTP, what was the formula we used? R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into V saturation. So here what is the change you have to do? You have applied external voltage, a reference voltage VR, V saturation voltage minus VR. That is the only change. Got it? What is LTP? LTP is minus V saturation, minus V saturation minus VR into R2 divided by R1 plus R2 plus VR. Ma'am, how did you get this one? So we are not bothering about the derivation. Formula exists. We are using it to find out the value. That's all. Okay. So here what they have done to this UTP, multiplication, V saturation into R2 divided by R1 plus R2 minus VR into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So if you take the LCM, so this is what you will get. In the textbook, they have ended only with 2 steps. So here in notes, we have just expanded that one. That's it. Okay. So here in pen, whatever I have written, it is just taking the LCM and simplification. That's it, guys. So any doubts, you're free to ask. Okay, so similarly the same thing happens here for LTP also. So here we have not taken that LCM, direct 2 steps. If you write, if you write only these 2 steps also, we will give marks. If you are getting it confused, if you want to simplify it, yes, you can expand it to 2 more steps. Yes, we will give marks. Both are correct. Okay, so guys, any doubts? Let me pause and let me go back to your chats. Okay, fine. Okay, so guys, we are done with the inverting Smith trigger. So next what we have is a non-inverting Smith trigger. Okay, so what is this non-inverting Smith trigger? So here the only change here is input where you are applying into positive terminal. What about feedback? Feedback is also positive feedback, right? Feedback also we have to apply to the positive non-inverting terminal only. So here both input as well as feedback, both you are applying to non-inverting. Okay, what it is happening here, you can see. So this is the waveform. Here you have a UTP line, here you have a LTP line. Got it? Okay, so whenever the input goes above LTP, the output should change. Let's see how it is changing. At this point, the output is changing from minus V saturation to plus V saturation. Input is at its positive side, output is at its positive side. It is, the output is in phase with the input. That's why the name non-inverting. Got it, guys? So next, whenever the input falls below LTP, your output should change. Whenever the input is falling below LTP, the output will change from positive to negative. Input is at its negative side, output is also at its negative side. Got it? So this hysteresis explanation is also same, because here there is no external reference voltage, it is centered at origin. If you apply any reference voltage, so depending upon the value of the reference voltage, it shifts either to right or left. Got it? So here you can simplify the working. When input is above UTP, output is plus V saturation. When input is less than LTP, minus V saturation. So guys, if you memorize this one as well as this one, so that is sufficient. You people can easily write the explanation for this one. Got it? So coming to the UTP LTP values, so there R1 plus R2 we used to write, here simply R2 divided by R1 into V saturation. That's it. And hysteresis will be same for both. Okay, only beta value changes. So there beta value is R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Here beta value is R2 by R1. That is the only change what you need to remember in this non-inverting. So coming to the application, it's used in digital to analog conversion, level detection, line reception. These 3 points you have to write. Okay. So guys, this window comparator is not there in your syllabus, but it is there in your notes. So because you have the lab experiment. Okay. So for that, anyway, we will explain it in your while doing your lab syllabus. But still, if at all, if you forget it, you can just refer from this notes. Okay. So guys, any doubts? So if you're having any doubts, you can ask. So else, let's break for the attendance. Next, let's continue with the next topic. So C-section people. Oh, ಒಂದೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಕರೆಯೋದು. Okay, guys, be ready with your USNs. Let's start from. Huh? ಡೇಟ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾ? ಸರಿ, 14. ಹೇಳು, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ.
February reasons and keep reading. 1. Lesson 1. Asta absent. 2. 3. 3 Abhijit absent. 4. 5. 6. Adish absent. 6. 7. 6 present. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21.
20 present, ma'am.
22. 23. 24. 24. 26. 26. 27. 27. 28. 30. 30. 32. 33. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 7, 40, 40, 41, 43, 44, 45, 46, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 51, 52, 53, 53, 54, 55, 56, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 60, 61, 60, 67, 61, 62, 63, 63, 63, 63 is not there. Wait, guys, don't go. 63 absent, 64, one second, wait. 63 absent, 64 absent, 65 present, 66, 67, 68, 69, 69. I'm calling 69. 69, 69 absent, 70, 70, 71, 72, 71 absent, 72, 73, 72, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 85, 86, 88, 89, 89 absent, 90 absent, 91 ಕೊಡು. Okay, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 96, 96 absent, 96 present, 97, 97, Nitesh, Nitesh,